So you've mastered the basics of parkour and you're ready to move on to some more advanced moves. But apart from just learning the moves individually, how do you actually go about training parkour? Like, what do you do? What different types of training styles are there for parkour or for free running? Well, that's what I'm going to cover in this video. I'm going to cover 6 main ways to train and 2 extra ones that aren't essential but are worth doing. I'm also a nan leaping about at a jam, so let's get into this.
Yeah. You'll get it. He almost died.
How? And it fell off.
Watching this back and I can just hit everyone commenting.
These sound.
Lovely. Go again, go again.
I can't do it anymore.
Yes, you can. Go again.
I don't know how.
There you go, well done.
So the first type of training on the list is your generic training, which is basically where you go out with a group of friends or by yourself and you just do a bit of everything. You do some balancing, you do some line creation, you do some flips, you do some jumps, you do some climbing, you do basically everything. This is usually how a jam setup works, or just like your generic training session.
Sam, please stop. Almost.
More power.
Stop slowing down at the edge.
More.
You've got it. You've got it.
Go. There you go.
Right. Oh.
Yes!
Yes!
There you go. There you go. You know you can make it now. Yes!
Yes! Oh. Oh. Yes!
There you go.
Well done!
Now the only thing there is you're putting your feet out slightly too much in front of you. That's all.
Yes! Well done!
Yes!
You did it! Well done!
Go, dude. Well done.
Motivation.
Awesome! Again, yes!
Stuff.
Be happy, you don't look grumpy, you did it! You can still be in pain and smile.
The second type of training is spot specific or movement specific. Now this can be done at a jam, but it's usually done when you're on your own training or if you've got a dedicated group, which is basically where you go out and you choose to either, if you're doing spot related, you choose to only use rails. So you're going to do some balancing, you're going to do some precision, you're going to do some flow on rails. Whereas movement specific is when you're going to go out and just focus on one movement type. So whether you're just going to work on line creation, just precisions, just balancing. Now this is different from conditioning. Don't get it mixed up. Conditioning is intense, whereas this is more like light work. away you go. So obviously what happens when you are enjoying yourself at a jam too much is you forget to film. So I forgot to film the rest of it and ran out of time. Yeah, welcome to the second half of the video, which is now me training on bales, not in Nairn at a jam. The next type of training on the list is route training, and route training can be split up into two different categories. You've got your short or medium routes and you've got your long routes. Now short routes usually take place in one location at one spot, and they're usually just laps. You've got a little circuit that you do a number of times, either as quickly as you can or for a certain period of time, and you usually don't travel outside of that spot. Whereas long routes can take place across a whole town or a whole city and are usually one big route broken up into little sections with like a break in between. So you might start at one end of your town or your city doing something at a particular spot, and then you jog or cycle or walk, not drive, something active, to the next spot where you do the next bit, and you go to the next spot after that, do something, break, next spot. Can be as long as you like. Now both short and long routes can be done to help improve stamina, endurance, and also your speed. It is also much easier to incorporate regularly route training because you can do it on the way to work, on the way to school, on the way back from work or school, whatever. If you've got a free day and you're going somewhere else, you might want to go out a little bit earlier and get some training in. That's route training. Next we've got two different types of conditioning. First one is generic conditioning or general conditioning, which is your usual strength and conditioning where you're in the gym, you're at home, you're doing weights, you're doing squats, plyometrics, that sort of thing. You're not using parkour movements, you're not doing parkour at all, to be honest. You're just strengthening yourself, preparing yourself, whether it's your, your muscular endurance, whether it is your plyometric ability, whether it's your flexibility. Whatever you're doing, you're conditioning your body for when you actually go and do parkour. And the second type of conditioning is almost the complete opposite of that. It is parkour specific conditioning, movement conditioning. And this is when you are going out and doing repetitions of a move or multiple moves. So whether it's like in 10 minutes, I've got to do 20 stuck precisions, I've got to do 60 rolls, and I've got to do 10 side flip prees or whatever. You have a set length of time, you are training incredibly hard, you are pushing yourself to your limit, but by doing repetitive parkour movements, cat grabs, vaults, rolls, things like that. You're not line creating, you are just pushing yourself, pushing your limits through single parkour moves and repetition. The last official training type on the list is quadrupedal movement. Now, quadrupedal movement isn't just useful for parkour, it's useful for all sports because you work out your whole body at the same time and you work muscles you didn't even realize you had. Quadrupedal movement is basically movement on all fours, so your catwalks or bear crawls, your crab positions, your monkey crawls, side monkeys. There are all sorts of different ones that can help with knee strength, quad strength, can help you stretch, help your flexibility, help multiple things at once. And obviously this dependency on using your all fours is quite common in parkour, so that's why it's number 6 on the list. Let's see if I can get this run. It's proving very difficult before the rain comes in, which is going to be in like 5 minutes or so. So let's see. Finally! Not super clean, but I did it. Okay, so the last 2 on the list are non-essential. Well, one is definitely non-essential and is purely a preference. However, the other one is something that obviously is optional, but I think it is really important to teach and it's not talked about as often as it should be. So that one I'm not going to delve into quite as much because that will be the next video on this channel, so make sure you check it out when it goes up. So number 7 is what I can only describe as skin conditioning, and this is where you condition your skin. And the closest reference I have to this is what a lot of martial artists do when they're doing their shin conditioning. They're wearing down their shins to make them stronger and putting them through all sorts of pain. And obviously in parkour we're not going to do this, however similar things you can do is rubbing your hands on rough concrete surfaces, conditioning your hands and your skin to get used to using that sort of environment all the time. I'm sure there are others out there we can do, hitting your knees against stuff. It's not actually causing you pain, it's just preparing yourself for if there is any pain involved. And the last one, number 8, is ukemi, the art of falling. How to fall correctly, how to bail correctly, how not to get injured. Very important, not talked about enough and not taught enough. So that's what I'm going to cover in my next video, so make sure you go and watch that. So thank you for watching. I hope you're more informed and knowledgeable about the different ways you can train parkour as opposed to just going out and training. Let me know which ones that you do, which training styles you regularly do, and if you're going to try any new ones, let me know which new ones you're going to try. Or if you think that I missed any training types, comment below. But yes, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and all that, and I will see you around.